You wanted to know if we were going to stay at the ranch or go back to Dallas.
So we decided today we are going to tell you.
Alright guys, so it's no secret we've talked about staying at the ranch. We've talked about going back to Dallas, live up there with Jared, and we've thought about it and thought about it and thought about it.
So we decided that we are going to stay.
We're going to stay at the ranch, and our reasoning, I know a lot of you are already typing and saying, I knew it. Our reasoning is multiple things. One, we'll be down here and we can help keep the ranch alive. Two, we'll be closer to my parents. We can help them out when they need help. 3, it kind of gives us space from Jared, gives Jared space from us. It works out for everybody on that end. We're grown adults. We're a newly married couple. We still have a lot to work on when it comes to each other. Being out here in the middle of nowhere helps us kind of focus on us.
Well, and we've been working on the camp house and doing the ranch rescue for Granny, and we are obviously going to finish that. And then after that, we will start working on our own home, but while we're working on our house, we'll also be able to work on something together as a family of just me and Jason, and we'll be able to grow together and, continue to learn things about each other and grow as a married couple and just really truly start our lives together.
Yeah, and we've talked to Jared about this. We talked to my parents. We talked to my uncles. I think my uncles are pretty excited about us staying out here because we can kind of keep this alive. One of my uncles actually has cattle out here, so we can keep an eye on them. We can keep it mowed. If you could tell, I did come out and mow and stuff. We'll talk about that a little later, but it's just constant upkeep, and if we're not here, it's just gonna
go back to where it was before we came.
Pretty much. And we have roughly 20-ish days left here, I think. From what I think Billy Joe said, our 100-day mark is October 22nd or something like that. So we have less than a month to finish what we're going to do in this camp house. You guys know that we've been struggling. We haven't had power. We've had issues with that without the power. We have water, but not really enough to actually take showers and stuff like that. So it's been a lot of stuff. We've had our bank account hacked. We kind of went through some issues with each other because this is rough. It's been a rough. Could you imagine just being a married couple in a normal situation and then throwing yourself out here in this crazy situation? It's a crazy thing. And so we think staying out here and building our own forever home / we don't know how long we'll stay out here home is a great idea, because if we build it, it can always stay out here. If we ever decide to leave, we have it to come back to. Friends and family can use it and stuff like that.
As you guys know, we've been doing the ranch rescue for a while now. We have a whole playlist if you're new and you want to go check it out. And so we finished the deck, the front porch, and that was a huge thing. Jason started on the fire pit area, and now we're finally starting to work on the inside of the camp house. And so we will be finishing the 100 days, and the remainder of the 100 days we are dedicating to the camp house, and our goal is to finish it completely and, of course, bring Granny out for the final reveal, and that will be the end of our 100 days. And then after that, of course, we'll begin, the process of building our own home and all that good stuff.
And as you guys know, when we first came out here, we had all these plans to go work out in the woods and clean it up and this and that and mow and, all this stuff. Unfortunately, this whole time we have not had a tractor out here. We had a push mower. We had one chainsaw. So there was a lot of stuff that we wish we could have done.
We wanted to do, but we didn't have.
We don't have the proper tools to do it. We were on a tight budget, yes, and to be very honest with everyone, we are making a little more money now that we've been at the ranch, because as you guys can tell, our videos get a lot more views, which means we get more money. And so we are able to save just a little bit of money compared to when we first got here and literally had nothing. So that alone has been a struggle, trying to figure out how to do all this stuff with no budget. And of course, you guys know that a lot of you help pitch in and we were able to redo the porch, and that's huge. I mean, this is the focal point of the ranch, is this front of this camp house, and because of you guys, we were able to pull that off. So you will never understand how much we appreciate you guys. But there was so much we wanted to do. We can't just leave. We want to finish what we started, and that to me is build a house here and stay longer.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that Jason and I, as far as our relationship goes, the best thing for us is just to be on our own together.
Yes.
I think Jared definitely needs his space. He's an adult. You know, he needs his privacy, and he is he's a grown-up, and we're grown-ups.
Yep.
We all need our space and our time.
And we've already talked to Jared about it. I'm sure he will probably do a video on his reaction to your reaction and stuff like that. And just know that we've already talked to everyone. We've talked to my parents about it. We've talked to Jared about it. We talked to the rest of the family about it.
And eventually, we will be taking some of the animals that Jared has.
Yes.
So he won't be stuck with like all the animals and stuff.
And it'll lighten his load. So, I mean, he's got a full-time job. It's hard for him to come home from work after a long day and then go out there, do that, and then put a video out for you guys. So he pretty much took on 2 full-time jobs, and we want some animals back. We can't wait to have that real normal life again out here and have some goats and chickens.
And we're even considering getting other animals like cattle.
In the future, you know, maybe some horses and some
Jason
cows.
Maybe Jason will finally let me have an alpaca.
Maybe out here, we'll see. But those type of things to where we can kind of have a normal life again, and it's not so much just you watch us mow and cut down limbs and whatnot. It'll be more of we can have a greenhouse again. We can grow our own food. We can, of course, still get some other stuff around here, the meat and stuff, but then also have, like she said, you know, cows and stuff like that. So we're really excited to literally start an entire new chapter of our lives in 20-something days.
In less than a month.
Yep. So it's going to be one of those things. I keep switching. My arm gets tired. But let's go show you, because I know you're asking already, well, where are you going to build a house? We don't know 100% sure yet. That is what we're talking to with the whole family about. This isn't our property. This is the entire family. And
we all need to come to some type of agreement.
Yes.
And everyone's working on it. So until then, we have a few different spots in mind that we are going to show you.
We just don't know for sure yet.
Yeah. So we don't have the go-ahead for any particular area. So we're going to show you a few different spots around the ranch that we would really love to build at that particular spot. And then once we find out where we can build, we'll show you, I guess, exactly where it's really going to be.
And how we're going to build a house. So,
and what type of house we're going
to build. So a lot of you know that we have talked to Dirksen, and we had that whole thing, and we talked to them, and they offered us a pretty good discount. But in reality, I think the end result is we're probably going to build our own house from the ground up.
Well, the discount that they offered us, with the money we would still be spending, we could build the entire house ourselves.
Probably. And realistically, and we appreciate Dirksen so much for talking to us and listening to us. Right. And I mean, literally, the general manager of the company personally called us to figure the situation out and to make sure that we were good. So that alone says a lot about the company. So we 100% back the company. We're just thinking, what's the smartest decision for us financially and to get what we want? So you want to go show them a couple of places that we might build a house?
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, guys. So as you could tell, this is what we're thinking right over here. This is more of the entrance. As you could tell, the camp house is over here. And so it'd just be right back over here. And it'd be farther out that way. We need to clear all this out, which is a bunch of little trees and stuff that grew in that need to be cleared out anyways. We're just thinking, do it out here. It'd be close. It'd be close enough to run power and water if we need to. There is an electric line over there that we can tap into to get a meter over there. So we're thinking this might work because you can just come in, everything's here. You got the camp house here, you got all the corrals, everything like that. And for anyone that would come in, they can just pass us up, go out and do their thing, and we're not in their way. That's the first spot. All right, so spot number 2, if we can do this before it rains, is out here. The pathway kind of comes over here. As you can tell, there's a telephone, or there's a power line over there, so we can get power out here. Power line right there comes across, so we can get power. And it's all this open spot out here. Of course, we're standing on top of the Jeep, but cows and stuff right here is cool. So you have this open area. You can build a little house right here in the middle, and it would keep you far enough away from the tree line, but you kind of feel like you're in it, like you're in the woods. The only other thing that kind of is a bummer is the ground out here starts to be a little sandy.
Yeah, it's not dirt at all. It's pretty much all sand.
So you got to have four-wheel drive, but this would be a cool, slightly off-grid spot. You can still have power, just not water. We could get water out here if we really wanted. It'd be a lot of money, but we could always get water from the windmill and tote it back for what we would need if we wanted to do slightly off-grid, but not fully. That'd be the cheaper route instead of trying to get solar power.
I know that being even somewhat off-grid is going to be a lot more expensive for us, so for me it's not completely ideal, but over here you do have the big trees and it's a lot more appealing as far as
the scenery.
Yeah, the scenery is a lot better. The trees are beautiful.
And I always see like deer and turkey and stuff out here, so that'd just be a cool sight to see all the time. And you can even build a house with a deck on top, and so we can stand higher than this and kind of just look out, and that'd be cool. So spot number 2, it's a suggestion, but we got another cool spot. Let's go check it out. All right, so spot 3, all the oak trees. This is probably my favorite, my dad's favorite place out here. You definitely feel like you're in the woods, and plenty of shade. Of course, it'd be a little harder to grow vegetables and stuff out here, but you could. There's different patches where it's open, and then over there, straight out there, there's a big open area, and that'd be a really good place. There's a place right here where they put a deer feeder that's open. Of course, we'd have to do a lot more clearing. We'd have to clear out a big section, which out there is good. There is the power line that is probably, I don't know, 100 yards away. We could get power over here if we wanted. Costs a little bit of money, but water, there's not. So again, it's kind of the same as the last position, to where you're kind of off-grid, but not really. This would be a cool spot. The only thing you'd have to worry about is maybe mountain lions and stuff up in these trees. But again,
or trees falling.
Or trees falling. That's why you'd have to clear enough around you. So it's a little bit more in where predators are, but it's, I mean, look at this. This is my absolute favorite place. To some of you guys, you're probably thinking you're crazy. To me, this is awesome.
So out here, this is even more beautiful than the last place. Again, though, there are a lot more trees. It'd be a lot more work cutting down all the trees, and then you still have the chance of a bigger tree falling toward the house. So that's my biggest concern, and of course, predators too. But it's really pretty out here, and it's definitely not as hot as it is anywhere else in the sun.
But on that note, with all these trees, if we ever wanted to do any kind of cordwood structure, you're in the middle of it. You can't beat that. Trees everywhere.
You have to,
firewood everywhere.
You could use all the trees that you clear out of the way.
That's exactly. So that's just a pro of this spot. But the con, you're in the middle of nowhere.
So this is location number 4. This is the pathway right here. We usually go this way, but you can go this way also. And
this pathway back here needs a lot of work though.
And then of course, this is a huge wide open space, lots of trees. You kind of get the best of both worlds over here.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. If we did pick this spot, you could be in the middle there. And it's kind of like we said earlier, you know, you have trees all around you. It's really cool. This is going to be totally off-grid. To get power here would be a lot of money. To get water here would be a lot of money. So this would definitely be, if we're going to go full-blown off-grid, get solar, bring water in. But again, it's kind of that sandy dirt, and you're going to have to have four-wheel drive.
Yep, which we don't have four-wheel drive, so that's a huge thing too, is we have to figure out a car situation because the truck's not four-wheel drive and this Jeep is not ours.
Yep, so we'd have to figure out a Jeep or something, four-wheelers, I don't know, if we were to do this. But it would be full-blown off-grid, and that'd be an adventure in itself.
Very, very true.
All right, we got one more spot. Let's go show you that. All right, so the last and final spot we're thinking is this one. We got water right there. We got a line that runs from the camp house way out there all the way out that way. It's for cattle to keep troughs and stuff full, but you can tap into that. And then if you look over here.
So behind me, as you can tell, it's completely open. There is still trees and stuff, but I mean, for the most part, it's a pretty wide open space. Plenty of space for us to put a house. And then of course we have the water right there, which we may be able to, like Jason said, tap into. So I don't know, could this be a better option for us? We don't know yet.
So this could be if we were going to decide, all right, we don't want to have to haul water, but we're willing to invest in solar. It's easier to invest in solar than water because you can kind of move it wherever you want with solar, and we can always get water later if we decide to move. But here, we have water right over here that we can hook into. It'd be super easy. It'd be water for our animals, for gardens, for ourselves, all of that. And then plenty of sun all day, every day to have solar. So maybe this is a cool spot out here. But again, you're going to have four-wheel drive. It's the same kind of sandy soil out here. So it is what it is. Let us know what you think. All right, guys, so what are your thoughts on all that? Yes, we still got a lot of work to do on this fire pit area, the inside of the house and all that. We got a little over 2 weeks. I think we can pull it off. It's going to be a ton of work, but we do have to start thinking of the future.
So we have a few of those spots picked out. What do you guys think of each one? I do want to touch on the fact that the reason why, and I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, you know, why we don't stay at the camp house or stay close to the camp house. We've said in videos before, the camp house is never going to be ours, and so the reason we don't want to be so close to the camp house or continue to live in it is because people come and go. You know, it doesn't belong to us. This is family property, so the family is always welcome. We want to keep it that way. They can come stay at the camp house, and we will all have our privacy. They won't be on top of us. We won't be on top of them. There are people that rent, or there are people that lease the ranch to hunt, and so when they're here, obviously we don't want to be here. So those are just things that we have to take into consideration and that we feel is best for us if we are not right on top of the camp house or in the camp house.
I mean, pretty much, we just want to respect our family and give them their space. We want them to respect us and give us our space when we're out here. This is family land, and the puppies are saying yes, 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 if you can't hear them. But it's just a mutual agreement between all of the family that we want whoever to come out here and enjoy it. And they know that Jaylene and I are willing to stay out here a lot more than everyone else in the family to keep it clean and stuff. So I know that they would, you know, help with our wishes of giving us our privacy. So being stuck on top of each other is not how it's going to work out. So we will not be staying in the camp house when it's done, but we're hoping that the rest of the family will stay out here a lot more because it is finished out. And we can see them. We're just not stuck on top of each other.
So we just want to hear your thoughts. We always ask for your guys' thoughts because we do love hearing from most of you. That's pretty much it for today. We can't wait to see what you guys think about the fact that we are staying in the first place. And we are going to go ahead and keep working on the camp house today. And we even have some work to do inside the trailer.
Because we finally got power back.
Yes, finally.
3 days.
I don't know why it took so long, but we're just happy that it's back on.
Yes, so now we're back on track. My dad is feeling a lot better. He's going to come out and help us do some stuff. He's got some material that we're going to use, ideas and all that. Jared, like I said, I've talked to him about all this, but I don't know for sure if he'll put a video out on his feelings of all this. He may or may not. I'd be looking out for that if he does. But we have talked to him, we talked to the family, and we think this is the best decision for everybody at this point in all our lives.
We are very, very excited. We are very happy about this decision. We've thought a lot about it, and I mean a lot. We've talked about every situation we could possibly talk about, and we feel like this is the best decision for us and for everyone else that we've talked to about it.
Yep, and we know a lot of you guys are excited. You're real excited for us to come out, work on the camp house and all that, and I know a lot of you said, well, what's going to happen afterwards? Who's going to take care of it? And I kind of just taking this on as a personal goal to try to get this ranch going again. Maybe one day we'll get cattle and horses and all that cool stuff again and just bring the Crocker Ranch back to life like it was meant to be, like it was. And How awesome would that be? So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, subscribing, hitting the notification bell. This next 2 weeks is going to kick our butts, but it's going to be worth it because Granny's going to come out and cry her butt off. I already know it.
And of course, thank you to WeBoost for allowing us to post our videos out here every day and for amazing self-service.
Yes, it's just awesome. The one thing we found out was, through all of this, the biggest lesson, we need a generator. So that's going to be what we're going to try to start researching later. Billy Joe, I know you probably already thought about stuff like that, so give us your story down below like you always do. We love it. We love hearing from you. And I'm pretty sure my dad is your biggest fan. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Let us know what you think. We're staying.